Hi folks, and welcome back to our Sketchup tutorials. The first thing we're going to do, and just to kind of get everyone's feet wet, is we're going to do a simple 3D model or 3D object in this space, because what our first lesson is going to be on is on navigation. And instead of just navigating around this one dude, what I'd like everyone to do is to press the letter R. And you'll notice that my icon has just changed. So if you'll notice again, I'm going to press R. And you'll notice it looks like a pencil with a rectangle next to it. And that's because this is the rectangle tool. What I'd like everyone to do is, if you can, click on the origin, which is where all the three axes meet. And then you're going to click on it and then let go of the mouse clicker. So just click it once and let go. And then you're going to move your mouse and, move it somewhere decently far. So it's like, a decent size, but not too big. You don't want to go all crazy like over here. You just want something, reasonable. And we're just going to click. And then we're going to press P. And you'll notice my icon changes. So again, P brings this, what looks like a rectangle with an arrow up. That's because this is our push-pull tool. This extrudes. And what that means it will take this surface and it'll create volume. So if I click and let go of the mouse key and then move my mouse up, you'll notice that it gives volume to that 2D surface, which makes it 3D. And then once it's about the height of our dude, I'm going to click again, and we have just created our first 3D model. Congratulations! Now, I'd like everyone to press spacebar. And basically what I'm doing is I'm using shortcuts to navigate through these menus. I don't want to confuse you guys too much by going through all these menus in the very first video where you guys are actually doing something. So I hope this was a simple way to kind of get us started. Now, the point of this video is to learn about navigation in 3D environments. So right now we're using SketchUp. That's all fine and dandy. What you should look for, or if you don't already, is you guys should be using a mouse that has a scroll wheel. Now, the reason why this is important is that it will allow you to navigate in 3D space a lot easier. Now, the first key we're going to press is we're going to press the scroll wheel, and we're going to scroll up and down. And what that's going to do is it's going to show us we can zoom in and we can zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. So as you scroll the wheel inward, or up, it should scroll in or zoom in. And then if you scroll the wheel out, it will zoom out. Super. So we know what the scroll wheel does. Now the scroll wheel also has another effect, and this is called mouse button 3. Normally we have our left mouse button, which is button 1, our right mouse button, which is button 2, and then button 3 is when you take the scroll wheel and you push it in. So if you take the scroll wheel and you push it in, watch what happens. Whoa! This tool is called the orbit tool. And for good reason, because what this does is it allows us to orbit around our 3D shape. We can see the top, we can see the left side, we can see it from the bottom side, we can see it from the front side. We are able to go around the entire object. And that's pretty cool. And so this is the orbit tool, and it makes life a lot easier because instead of having to come down to the move option and then choose the orbit or the rotate, or no, right here, down to the orbit tool, this just allows us to do the shortcut version, which is just pressing mouse button 3. Great. Now I'm going to press spacebar to get out of it. And what I want to do now is show you what mouse button 1 does, which is our left mouse button click. This one doesn't deal with navigation so much. I just kind of want to get it out of the way so that you guys understand what they both do. It allows us to select. So this is the selection tool. So if I click on this, it allows me to select the dude. If I select this top face, it allows me to select the top face, front face, right face, etc., etc. And then the left mouse button click, right? This one, or the right button, this one allows me to choose the options. So if I choose this face and then right click it, it gives me some options. Don't worry too much about it. We're just looking right now. And same thing with this dude, right click, it gives me different options. All right, that's out of the way. Now let's talk a little bit more about navigation and why it's important. Let's say we wanted to start manipulating our 3D models a little bit. Start giving it some rounded edges or giving it extra details. And let's say I wanted to work on one corner. Let's say I wanted to work on this back corner. Starting from here, if I wanted to start working on this back corner, it's a little difficult to do that because I'm facing the front side and this is on the back face. So what I would want to do is I would first want to start orbiting, right? So I'm orbiting, cool. And then now if I want to zoom in and get a close up of, some details I'm working on here, watch what happens. So you'll notice that as I move my mouse, wherever my mouse is pointing, it'll zoom in on that spot. So I'm going to try to keep my mouse on this corner, and that helps. Now, if I want to center this on my screen, I can hold the shift key and mouse 3, and you'll notice that a little hand appears. And this is called the pan tool. It allows me to pan left and pan right, pan up, pan down, and it's really useful because it allows me to not only orbit, but then pan that particular perspective over. So I don't have to worry about, oh, there it is in this on this right side of the screen, when I can just bring it over and then continue doing whatever I needed to do. So what I'd like everyone to do is just kind of play around here and just learn how to navigate. I would say one good challenge is try to get the corner of each of these top 4 corners into your center of your perspective, and just give that some practice. So just pan over, orbit, pan over, zoom in. That looks pretty good. And then just keep practicing, because what this allows you to do is get some practice and then get a better feel for how to navigate in 3D space. So I'm going to orbit and pan, bring it in the center. And there we go. So feel free to pause the video here, or just to take some time to kind of navigate in 3D space and play around a little bit. And yeah, once you feel comfortable, you can continue on to the next video. So I hope this video was helpful, folks. I'll see you guys in the next one.